Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Gerard Damiano, Jr.
You found him.
Yeah! All right. Oh, man, do we got questions for you? Hold on.
Welcome to Ham Radio.
Welcome to the Ham Radio Show.
I hope I've got...
You hope you got some answers? I hope you do,
got
too.
Answers.
Yeah. All right, so I do have to bring this up. Your father, by the way, has a track record of movies that, I mean, he's passed away right now, God rest his soul, but the man had a legacy on film of all the stuff that he directed that are countless amazing movies that are porn royalty. Like I said before, it's legendary films. Deep Throat, The Devil and Miss Jones. What other movies did he also make? Because I want to make the list even bigger.
Well, he actually directed 48 films before his death. Now, the films towards the end of his life were all short on... I'm hearing my voice.
Well, you sound good to us, so go ahead. You sound great on us.
Okay, well,
echo going?
I'm hearing myself on repeat when I speak. Is there some way we can correct that?
If you want to, you know what? I'll call you right back then. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's probably the line because we're hitting.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound perfect
Thank
over
you.
here, Gerard, but we'll find out right now. Give me 1 second. I'll hang up on you. Everyone say goodbye, Gerard.
Bye, Gerard.
And then I'll call you right back.
Bye.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerard is hearing an echo. So let us fix.
That's usually a sign
echo.
of a weak signal.
Yes, that's the show.
Sometimes.
A weak signal.
No, on his end.
Yeah, I know. We're always blaming everybody else.
Well, what can I say?
Hello?
Gerard, how do you sound now?
That sounds much better.
Yeah!
Excellent.
Everyone in the studio was blaming
Okay.
you. I said, not my Gerard.
Okay.
He wouldn't do that. All right, so you were saying towards the end of his career, he was making movies that...
Well, he had gone out to California where the video industry started, so he was making shot-on-video features. But those films were not as interesting as some of his earlier work. So, other than Deep Throat and Devil and Miss Jones that most people nowadays have still heard of, The Story of Joanna, which he felt was his finest work. Memories Within Miss Aggie was another film that was actually reviewed by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
Nice.
Back in 1974. And even though it didn't get the nomination, my dad got a real kick out of the fact that everyone in the Academy had to watch a dirty movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good.
They were all crazy.
All right, so I do have to answer this question. The character that was in Boogie Nights, was that based on the Burt Reynolds character? Was that based on your father?
Well, that comes up a lot because certainly Burt Reynolds styled himself after my father, and I think Paul Thomas Anderson as well went for the look of my father. But the character himself is based on, I think it's an amalgamation of different directors.
Of course, yeah.
But my father wasn't the kind of guy that would hang out with all the stars and snort coke by the pool with them and like that. That wasn't him at all. He would go home after the shoot and just want to be left alone. And so a lot of what is in Boogie Nights is not really his story at all. But there is one thing that that really stands out, and that's there's a scene where his character Jack Horner, the director, gives a little bit of a speech about film and filmmaking with the advent of video and all the the young kids on the set. They're saying, "Oh, video is the wave of the future, and you shoot on video." And he gives a little speech there, and that could have been my father. That was his sentiment exactly. He loved film. He loved filmmaking. At first, he was optimistic about video, but when a lot of the adult films started to be shot on video, he saw how the quality quickly dropped out, and an industry was born, and things really changed.
Yeah.
So that part of Boogie Nights, that could have been him. The words that were spoken in that were him. The rest of it, is fiction, although Burt Reynolds certainly looked like him in the movie.
Yeah. Well, your father was the Steven Spielberg of smut. I mean, when it comes down to he was an artiste, and that's why Deep Throat is a legendary movie that crossed all fucking social barriers. It crossed all lines when it came out, and literally everyone and their mother went to go see it. So how did that feel when you... Now, were you even alive? Because you're not that old of a dude. How old are you?
I've actually just turned 58. So, yes, not only was I alive, but my sister and I were both in Miami with our family during the filming of Deep Throat.
Oh, my God. How great was that time to be a young man?
Well, to be honest, it was a great time, but not for the reasons that you might think, because you have to remember I'm only 7 years old at the time. Yeah. So my sister and I didn't even really know what sex was. But we were aware that our father was making a film, and we were excited about that. And also, it was shot in January, and we left New York to go to Florida, which we had never been there before. And so, to be swimming in the pool, that was exciting for us. Now, a lot of the people that worked on the film, cast and crew both, were, close friends of my father and mother. And so, it was like family down there. So we had a lot of fun, Harry Reams was our Uncle Herbie. So, when my dad would yell, cut, Uncle Herbie and I would be throwing the football around by the pool and like that. So it really was, a good time for us.
Just crazy. I mean, and think about it. You're 7. You don't know anything that's going on. You're just swimming, having a fancy free time in Florida.
Not freezing in New York.
Not freezing your ass off in New York. And you're just, while you're swimming in the pool, 3 doors down, Linda Lovelace is doing a scene there. You know what I mean? How great is that? How, the things that you missed because you were 7 there, Gerard. The things that you missed.
Well, what are you going to do? It's important that, I stress that my sister and I were never exposed to hardcore sex.
No, your father.
Our lawyer makes us say that, but it's the truth. We were on a film set. And that was exciting for us. I mean, there's scenes, if you're familiar with the film, there's a scene with Linda Lovelace and Dolly Sharp in the pool. Mm-hmm. And so every time they yelled cut, my sister and I would jump back in the pool.
Absolutely.
And when they were getting ready to roll, we'd have to climb out again and wait quietly off in the grass.
Well, we here at the Ham Radio Show want to talk to our lawyers, where we will definitely prove the fact that they were not ever... on a porn set at the same time as pornography being made. I would say that because your father wasn't like that. Your father, that's what I'm saying. Your father was an actual father first. Let's be honest. The guy didn't want his kids corrupted. He wasn't doing all this stuff to be an asshole. He was a legendary guy. First off and foremost, at the end of the day, besides just being a great dad, Gerard, I have to ask this because this is the one that shocked me a little bit. Your dad was a hairdresser. Am I correct? When he early in his life was a hairdresser, and then went on to create some of the most epic porn in the history of porn. How the hell does that happen? How does he go from VO5 to freaking making some of the best movies in the world? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, truth be known, when Deep Throat was being filmed, he still had the beauty salon. It wasn't until some time after that where, after the success of the film and he was able to then get steady work as a director, that he and my mom were able to close the shop, as they called it.
Yeah.
So he wasn't just a director one time. He was, a hairdresser, a long time before. He was a hairdresser all the way through, even after Deep Throat.
But it's just a crazy transition because I know a lot of hairdressers that couldn't direct traffic, let alone direct some of the most epic movies that I've ever seen. Think about it. The Deep Throat by itself was a cultural phenomenon to the fact that everyone and their mother can't wait for Exotica because you guys are going to be at Exotica over the weekend playing Deep Throat, right? Or at least talking about Deep Throat.
Well, no, we're going to be doing both.
Okay, good.
We will be presenting a 4K restoration of the film that we created last year for its 50th anniversary. Mm-hmm. My sister and I present the film live, and then afterwards we talk a bit about it and take questions from the audience because there's certainly a lot of stories that surround the film itself, and people are very curious about it, especially. We found at Exotica Miami. We were down there in June, and we presented the film. And we had just come off of a world tour where we showed the film in 6 countries, 17 cities, almost 25 shows. And at Exotica in Miami, for the first time, people were asking us, what is Deep Throat? Because we found that there was a very young crowd there, many of which are professionals, or, stars, cam girls, sex workers of different stripes. And they might be performing Deep Throat, but they didn't really know the history or the origin of it. People literally asked us, is this a movie about Watergate? And so we had to literally write out a flyer that we handed out to some people when they said, well, what is Deep Throat? Because it's a lot to try to explain the history. Now, our father came up with the term Deep Throat. He didn't come up with the technique. That's been around for centuries.
Right.
Yes,
but he came up with a catchy name for it. And he was more proud of that than he was of even directing the film.
Yeah, it's like a brand.
He used to say, I made a new word. I'm in the dictionary now. How many people do you know that made it into the dictionary?
Yeah.
But that's what but Gerard, that's what I'm talking about. Your father went out, and made a movie that legitimately, not only has it stood the test of time, that's why we're going to watch the 4K freaking version at Exotica over the weekend. And I know that Lucy Sunflower is going to be at the booth with you too, dressed up as Linda Lovelace and doing all that. It's going to be like it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a destination at Exotica to check out. Because I know I'm excited. I definitely am going to check it out over the weekend. I want to sit with a group of people, watch Deep Throat, and I want to hear some of these questions. I want to learn some of the hubbub and the behind-the-scenes stuff and all that, like, little tidbits. Because first of all, I'm a film buff to begin with, but this is a movie that is. And think about it. You were joking around about Watergate. Think about that it's in our lexicon as connected to Watergate, because that word Deep Throat became the secret guy that they met in the fucking parking garage. You know what I mean? Like that's you mean like it's all connected in some weird way.
I mean, even when they advertised that they were doing that movie, they're like, "Oh, Deep Throat blows the cover off," you know, and it's like, wow,
It's that's what I'm saying.
It changed so much in life.
This is a big movie, Gerard, and it's a big reason, and it's awesome that you are going to be part of, like, you. First off, you're part of history. You, your family, your sister, your father, everybody, part of history. And now, for the first time, like, the novices, the people that should be the generation that should have learned from the legends that came before it. I say it all the time. Sit under the learning tree of the things that came before. Actually learn. And because for most people, how are you not going to, if you don't know the movie Deep Throat, you haven't lived. Because that's a movie that it's a cultural phenomenon. It's something that's in the lexicon. Like you just said, your father's in a dictionary, for Christ's sake. The terminology Deep Throat is in the dictionary, for Christ's sake. How do you not know these things? And then you're going to be a cam girl, or you're going to be in porn yourself and not know the things that came before? I mean, come on, that's crazy.
Well, that's the beauty of these things, to keep them alive.
Well, that's why we're headed to Exotica, not just for entertainment, but for education.
Absolutely.
Well, and I know everyone's sitting there going, Eddie, why are you getting so high-strung about a porno? This is more than a porno. Like I just said before, Gerard Damiano Jr., who's on the phone with us, legitimately is porn royalty. This is like one of those movies... That's what I was saying. It's somebody that came before that created something. His daddy,
Sir Gerard.
Sir Gerard of the Knights of the Poon Table. He legitimately had a father who created something. Think about that. If that's one of your movies, Joe, you were in the record business.
Sure.
You performed on stages. You did stuff.
Sure.
Imagine if you did one song.
Oh,
right.
Absolutely.
No offense to your father, Gerard. Fuck all the other movies he made. Let's just say that right now. Right? Let's just go with one. We're going with Deep Throat. Joe, you make one song on one album that has done so much. Do you know what I mean? Like that somebody's asking for a 4K edition that you're going to play at some convention.
Oh, that's
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a phenomenal thing.
Yeah, I got friends. My boys who wrote "Turn the Beat Around."
Yeah.
Phenomenal song.
Yeah.
Right? One of the greatest, 100 greatest songs ever done. Right? They live off that song. live off it.
Yeah, absolutely, as they should.
You know, the royalties that come in from that.
Absolutely.
I can imagine
the only rock and roll shows. Forget about it.
And it was written in 76. Yeah. 76 it was done, and they're still making money on it.
Gerard. I have a friend who wrote "I Want You, I Need You, I Love You" for Elvis Presley back in the 50s. Mm-hmm. He was living on that song. And
forever.
He passed away now, but he was living on that song for like 50 years.
Yeah.
Now, Gerard, do you get royalties? Like, not you, I don't know. I'm not trying to pipe into your personal finances. But are there royalties flooding in from Deep Throat? Because there's got to be Deep Throat merchandise. I've seen Deep Throat T-shirts, and hell, I've seen a Deep Throat lunchbox.
What the phrase?
It's weird.
The phrase
I've seen it. I've seen them.
You mean somebody was eating the pickle while watching?
They might have.
They took out the lunchbox.
They were learning from Linda Lovelace. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so go ahead. I don't want to open your finances, but I'm asking you: is there money coming in from this? Because I think there's even action figures, Ricky. I swear to God, there's everything.
Action figures.
Dude, they make everything now.
I'm picturing Linda Lovelace action figures.
Wait, let's hear from Gerard first, because he would know more than we would. Go ahead, Gerard.
Well, I mean, there is a long time where we didn't receive any royalties or residuals. My father didn't see any money from this film, and that's was a great tragedy because it's still considered to be the most profitable film of all time. So he, let's say early on lost control of the film. He had some partners that were, let's say, unscrupulous businessmen, and he got paid a very small amount. And felt lucky to get away with his life. Now,
your life, your life's kind of important. So, I understand. Yeah, you want to keep that.
That's the way the business was back then.
That was a long time ago, and this is something that troubled our father till the end of his life.
As I can imagine,
That's always the way, though.
And he wasn't thinking, I wish I had the money. He would say, think of the movies that I could have made if I had that money. If he didn't have to go, looking for financing and so forth. But we were able to sort out the legal issues surrounding the film, the copyright issues surrounding the film, and the rights revert back to the author, which was our father, who wrote, directed, edited, wrote the lyrics to the songs in the film, and like that. So, now I'm happy to say there is Deep Throat merch available. There,
I wasn't crazy.
Posters and so forth. Lunchbox, I don't know. I think we might be crossing the line.
I saw it was a Deep Throat lunchbox. It was yellow. It had Linda Lovelace on the front.
There you go.
And I swear to God, I think that you could Deep Throat the thermos that was inside. I think that was the trick.
Yeah.
That was the trick. But
fucking kid had that.
I didn't say it was a kid. Adults buy these things, Ricky. I didn't say that some kid showed up at kindergarten going, "This is Linda Lovelace."
When you hear lunchbox, you think kids.
Well, you hear lunchbox. I think about going down on the chick too. That's also
true too. Yeah.
The thing though is, are you going to be? Am I going to be able to buy a Deep Throat T-shirt? Because I really do. I think I need to buy one now. I think I need to help to the cause.
Well, for you, I think we got one.
Oh!
But for all your listeners and all your friends and fans and anybody at Exotica, you can visit us at booth 1047.
There you go.
And, tell them Eddie sent you. Tell us Eddie sent you, and you get a discount.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell them that Eddie sent you, and you have to pay double.
There
but
you
either way, you'll get a T-shirt. So there you go. I cannot wait. This is one thing I'm very excited for. I mean, don't get me wrong. Usually excited for Exotica. Who doesn't like boobs?
No.
Who doesn't like ass? Who doesn't like porn stars? I understand, everybody. You go there. Bisexual Marcus is fucking foaming at the mouth. I understand. We love it. But I'm excited because I want to sit there and I actually want to watch.
Yeah.
I want to watch Deep Throat. I think I want to sit there. I haven't seen Deep Throat, the movie. Because if I just say I haven't seen Deep Throat in a while, someone's going to go, because you got a small dick.
That's why.
But I'm saying, if I haven't seen Deep Throat, the movie, the full movie, in years. And so I'm going to do that over the weekend, Edison, New Jersey. I'm going to hang out. I'm going to say hi to Gerard, hi to his sister, hi to Susie Sunflower, who's going to be dressed up as Linda Lovelace. I'm going to say hi. I'm going to watch the movie. It's going to be very nice, very wholesome entertainment for the whole family. Bring the kids and bring their lunchboxes.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I not only encourage you to, but all your listeners to come and see the movie together in a communal setting, as a theatrical experience. Because when Deep Throat first came out in 1972, that was one of the most significant things about it. Is that it got people, and by people I really mean women and couples, to go to brave Times Square, to brave the Deuce, and go to adult theater and see a porn movie.
Right.
This was unprecedented at the time. It was mostly what we referred to as the raincoat crowd.
Sure.
Guys who would go either wearing raincoats or come with newspapers and sit there with newspapers on their lap and you just hear newsprint ruffling, for the whole movie.
Yeah. Well, that's, by the way, how I'm going to Exotica. Just so everyone knows. I'll be the guy in the raincoat.
Newspaper.
Yeah.
So, that was really the most revolutionary thing about Deep Throat, was this mainstream crossover where now people were lining up in front of the theater, lines that wrapped around the block, just to see the film. And so it's hard for younger people today to imagine that, because now most porn is consumed on a smartphone under the covers or whatever.
Right.
Tell me about it.
So to go, out in public and sit in a theater with, could be a couple hundred people.
Yeah.
And in Times Square there were some big theaters, and to watch a movie together and have a theatrical experience, which is very different than watching, something by yourself. I heard John Landis speak. We showed the film in Bologna last summer at the Cinema Ritrovato Festival, and we presented the 50th anniversary, restoration of Deep Throat. John Landis was there to present the Blues Brothers, and he spoke about just what I'm saying, seeing film in a communal setting. He says that the jokes are funnier. The laughs are louder. The scares are bigger. When you watch a movie together with other people, it's more infectious. And so, again, that's the way Deep Throat came onto the scene 50 years ago, and it was very novel then. But it's still novel now because people can't imagine going out to see a porn movie with other people. And so after, going on this tour and showing the film in different cities and different places, it was really interesting to get the crowd reaction. And, it was overwhelming positive response. People are very surprised when they see the film. People who've never seen it, everybody's heard of it. But nowadays, most people have not actually seen it, or they say, I've seen clips, but they haven't really seen the whole movie. And people are surprised that how funny it is, how light it is, how kooky it is and corny it is. They're not expecting that.
And look, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, Gerard, to your face. I'm going to tell you, Gerard, to your face. This might be the first time I ever watch pornography and not masturbate until I get home. Because I will be sitting in a communal. It's in a communal group, and I want a whole bunch. I want that 100 people. I want more than that. I want everybody to come to Exotica and show up and watch the movie and learn something. Learn. Thrive on the history, Mo. Thrive on let it soak in. Come on, Billy. Suck it in, Billy. Come on. Join us. Become one of us, Billy.
I'll be in South Carolina.
On that note, Gerard, I do have to say goodbye to you because we got to go to break again, but I wanted to say thank you, sir. You are porn royalty. Your family is porn royalty. Can't wait to see you and your sister over the weekend. Cannot wait to be a part of this. Thank you so much for being on the show, sir.
Well, thank you for having me, and to everyone out there that might be at Exotica, Saturday night, 8 p.m., the main ballroom. Come and watch Deep Throat together with Eddie and the rest of us.
Yes.
And also, if you're not able to make it, check out DamianoFilms.com/shop for that Deep Throat merch that you were talking about. And we'll have to look into those lunch boxes.
Please do.
There might be a market there.
There you go.
Please do. I would, because
the old school, the guys that were working in the factories.
Yeah,
we
the
go
Fred
with
Flintstone. Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, I know.
Go with one of those lunch boxes.
I want one of those good. I want that nice yellow with Linda Lovelace on the cover. That's what we want. That's what I want.
You could have the thermos with lips.
Yes. Ooh, the thermos can have lips. Joe just came up with a good idea.
Yeah, sure.
That would be good. The Linda Lovelace thermos. Oh, how wonderful. Gerard Damiano at Damiano Films, Damiano Films on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Check it out. Check out the website itself. Like he just said, buy the merch. Keep the dream alive. Keep Deep Throat alive. It is a legendary movie. I will see you over the weekend. Everyone else, get off your ass. Show up to Exotica, Edison, New Jersey, over the weekend. More details on that, go to exoticaexpo.com. Thank you, Gerard, for being on the show, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And make those lunch boxes. Come on. Let's get some lunch boxes going on here. All right, thank you, Gerard. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you over the weekend, sir.
Okay.
All right. Till then, thank you.
Till then, thank you.